Hey look everyone, Mr. Empath has uploaded yet another hit piece. I'm so glad to be a fan of someone who's totally consistent with his morals. Let's not waste any time, just go and watch and make fun of him.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Content Deputy. I was hoping that if I made a video about Ethan, he would act like an adult and he would keep the attacks directed at me and Anisa. Unfortunately, I was wrong in thinking that because Ethan, in a desperate attempt to attack and smear Anisa and I, he started attacking our charity event. He's highlighting this post that equates Creator Clash to a crypto rug pull. He's saying the event is going to be worse than TanaCon. Can't wait for them to blame us for their failed event.
First off, you featured other creators in your Content Cop videos, so why is it unfair for Ethan to talk shit about these people as well? Second, you made another video on Ethan because he dared to insult Creator Clash. Okay, and? Ethan was making fun of Creator Clash because you two dipshits were ruining it.
Oh my god, how dare you insult a charity event? Do you lack empathy or something?
This segment is hilarious to me for two major reasons. Ian wants to pretend that Ethan making fun of Creator Clash is what made him make a response video. He wants to convey the message of,
listen here, pal. You can say mean things about me and my wife.
It's really hard to be, a couple online and see people attacking your partner.
Actually just me. But would he go after my charity event? An event that helps the needy? Then you're going to see my angry side. And you wouldn't want that.
But ironically, nobody fucked over Creator Clash more than these two idiots. Your inflated ego couldn't wait until after the boxing event to upload a video about Ethan Klein. And because of your immature response, two boxers dropped out of Creator Clash due to them being uncomfortable with your behavior.
Don't worry, Ela. I'm not going to blame you guys for anything Creator Clash related. I know you're terrified of taking accountability for anything, so that will rest solely on my shoulders. But I can't speak for the internet. The internet might actually blame you guys for it.
I have yet to see a single person blame Ethan and Ela for Creator Clash 3's abysmal failure, but I have seen a good portion calling out you and Anisa, probably because it's your guys' fucking fault.
Anisa and I have decided to step away from Creator Clash. We have relinquished control to our business partners who ran the previous two events. They're very capable. They know exactly what they're doing. They run events on a regular basis. I can't keep my mouth shut. I can't, I can. I just didn't want to. I want to be frank. I want to be honest. I was very quiet during the second Creator Clash because I was afraid of how that would impact other people. This year I said I'm going to do something different. I'm going to fight back if someone's trying to attack me. So that's what I did. And now I've realized, I can't really have my cake and eat it too. It's either you're going to talk shit like a foul beast on the internet, or you're gonna have a charity event.
And I chose online drama. Fuck my charity. So essentially, you risked your charity event because you couldn't control yourself when someone said mean things about you online. You are a petty, immature little man-child.
I get that he's scared and offended, but this was the whole fucking point of my video, Ethan. I was saying that you shouldn't be doing this. It led to me making this video in the first place. You were triggered by this CPS harassment thing, and then it led to me making this video in the first place. You were triggered by this CPS harassment thing.
What? Mr. Empathy, everyone. When CPS isn't stopping by at your house, Ian will call out other triggered idiots for ranting about getting swatted. Why are you so mad, bro? What a horrible way to phrase it, especially when you purposefully left out the context in your original Content Cop video. To be fair, Ian might actually be abandoning his empathy after discovering the concept a little over a year ago. We already see his wife making fun of Ethan's Tourette's, so it's definitely possible Ian will go back to his roots and drop a few N-bombs this summer.
I'm done being nice to Ethan. I gave it a chance. My sincerity and my empathy in that last video was real.
You know, I'm getting tired of hearing this, we made this hour-long hit piece to help you bullshit. Making any negative video on someone to publicly shit on them will never be the empathetic route, no matter what you claim where your intentions lie. But again, Ian doesn't actually want to be empathetic, but merely to present himself as such. He's Mr. Empathy when it's convenient for him. I mean, are the videos I make on Ian just me trying to help him see the error in his way, or is it because I want to make money off his name and it's just super easy to shit on him? It's obviously the latter, and that's exactly why Ian continues to make videos on Ethan.
The main criticism that I was seeing online with my video from Ethan and Ela is that I didn't mention the CPS call. I wonder why I wouldn't mention the CPS call. Could it be that the CPS call happened the same day that you were shit-talking me, and I didn't have any chance to defend myself? You just immediately in the same podcast right next to each other said, CPS call was very traumatic. And then you said, fuck Ian and Anisa. And you linked those together, you kind of layered those flavors, and then Anisa and I got a bunch of harassment. We had nothing to do with the CPS call.
That doesn't explain why you didn't talk about the CPS call in the first place. Who fucking cares if people shat on you online? That doesn't mean you get to remove context from a video criticizing someone. You displayed Ethan raging and crashing out while leaving out the main context of why he was behaving that way. And that's why people rightfully pointed out your video being made in bad faith.
For anyone confused about the timeline, Ethan was talking shit about us on his Instagram before any CPS shit. He was also talking shit about us on his podcast before any CPS visit. On March 7th, CPS visits Ethan and Hila, and that same day,
address H3 harassment nicely. Receive insane levels of harassment. The insane level of harassment he is referring to is mean YouTube comments. Yeah, I know, how terrible, right? I'm sorry you and your wife had to go through that. Anyways, iDubbbz talks more about the CPS call after ignoring it entirely in the first video. The call stems from Ethan talking about his dog having Giardia. Ethan then talked about how his son contracted Giardia because he's at an age where he puts everything in his mouth. Ethan then said that Hila and himself had diarrhea as well, and made a joke that you would have to literally eat your own shit when someone showed concern by contracting the disease from Ethan. This ended with some people interpreting these comments as Ethan's kids literally rolling around in dog shit and eating it, which of course led to the CPS call. Now, it is definitely fair for Ian to criticize Ethan when it comes to venting about stuff happening in his life on a live stream, because there are crazy people out there watching who will integrate online beef with someone's life outside the online world. Calling out Ethan for not knowing when to shut up and to be more careful about how he shares information is a solid position to have, but that's not really the talking point Ian goes for. Instead, Ian justifies the CPS call and said people were rightfully concerned about his children.
To be honest, I'm very proud that I didn't immediately jump to Ethan and Hila's defense, because when you look into the story, it actually looks a lot shittier for Ethan and Hila. And I do mean that literally. People are quite reasonably concerned. And so, yes, anyone who's seeing that content might be concerned enough to call CPS, including Ethan's own chat.
This is an insane opinion to have because Ethan's kids didn't actually have Giardia, and no, in case you're wondering, you don't have to eat literal shit in order to get it. Children get sick. Ethan responded by treating him. No matter how you spin it, that is not worth a CPS call. Giving any sort of credence to this call is lunatic behavior, and Ian is a lunatic for thinking that call was justifiable.
On top of Ethan characterizing me and my wife as anti-Semitic, he also takes a dig at my tattoos.
Bro, you literally look like a fucking free tattoo pack that you get for 25 cents from a windy thing, bro. Like, literally, my kids have cooler fucking tattoos from Chuck E. Cheese.
I have quite a few options here. I can show your tattoos in all of their glory, or I can show that your tattoo made it to the top of Awful Taste But Great Execution subreddit, which is not a good thing. I mean, it might be a good thing for the artists that you work with, because that means that they did a good job from a technical standpoint, but it's sort of a failure in every other aspect.
And now, iDubbbz is a lesson in maturity.
Remember, gentlemen, when it comes to being mature, the correct response towards someone making fun of your appearance isn't to simply ignore them, but instead stoop to their level and be just as childish. Let us now witness this witty banter for those with short attention spans.
Your tattoos are ugly. Nuh-uh, your tattoos are ugly.
Wow. Stupendous maturity from the both of them. Watching two men in their mid-30s argue about who has the worst tattoo is a clear demonstration of sagaciousness. I'm glad I have the symbol of maturity to look up to.
I'm sure there's anti-Semitic people that are attacking you guys, but they're not me, they're not Anisa, it's not Hassan, it's not all of these other creators that you're attacking.
No, but it's definitely your fan base. Remember, to iDubbbz, getting mean comments is next level harassment and the worst thing ever, so I thought he'd be a bit more empathetic.
You're not the biggest victim on the internet, Ethan. Other people can experience a horrible fucking time. And guess what? They're not getting this other benefit, which is 26,000 viewers. You're getting a lot of money and a lot of content, a lot of things that you care about from these beefs and from this harassment.
So, mean comments are okay if you can profit from people's hatred towards you? then can you shut the fuck up about your harassment, because you're definitely doing the same thing here.
There are a lot of people that you've just bullied and they have nothing to gain out of it. Frogan isn't making a bag from this. She's not getting content out of this. You're attacking her in relentless ways and endorsing so much worse harassment than what even you send her way.
Yes, Frogan, the innocent little Twitch streamer who just makes harmless Play-Doh videos.
Why don't you go take a trip to Home Depot and buy some rope? Who are you to think that your words being leaked are that powerful? I think him and Ethan have like a father-son relationship, and it's like one of those things where like you don't want to disappoint your father, so you kind of like bend over. 9/11 baking stream with Raph and Capri. We'll make the Twin Towers out of a stacked cake, and we'll make an airplane, and we'll recreate 9/11. I hope you get PTSD.
You savages. All I did was make unhinged comments online and partake in a hit piece about another online creator, while continuously putting myself in a position where I'll be harassed. Can I not tell a viewer to buy rope to hang themselves, or innocently recreate the Twin Towers blowing up on a baking stream? Am I not human too?
Well, what about the people who make fun of her appearance and call her mean names?
Yeah, tough fucking titties. If you want to talk shit online and can't handle people insulting you viciously, then this is not the space for you. Based on the fact that Frogan has cried on a live stream because people are mean to her online, I genuinely think she should just leave the community and do something less provocative.
Also, for all the people who touch grass, I want to remind you to click the like button on this video, not so it goes in your algorithm or anything, just specifically on my video, and then they tried to create a narrative of like, no, people actually hate this content cop, guys. It's actually so much worse. Like, bitch, like, people were more upset with, like, my wife being on OnlyFans. You're not gonna convince the internet that fucking Ethan Klein isn't being a piece of shit. Like, sorry, guys. It doesn't matter how many dislike extensions you have.
And now, iDubbbz is a lesson in maturity.
Remember, gentlemen, in order to one-up your immature chap, make sure to argue about how many dislikes on a video you actually received, and cry about people believing in browser extensions. These are everyday conversations mature people have with one another, and it definitely doesn't indicate a man's insecurity over something so minuscule. To conclude this epic tale, we must ask ourselves the most important question of them all. Is this new video on Ethan Klein worse than Content Cop H3? Well, if I were to be honest, I think the first one is actually still worse. Yeah, Ian admitting the CPS call was justified is unhinged as hell, but at least Content Deputy is half as long as the other one, so it's a little less painful. And besides that CPS shit, I feel like Ian somewhat had stronger points in Content Deputy than Content Cop. And instead of watching a bunch of asshats Fortnite dance together, we get to witness Ian parading around in his wife's panties, so I guess that's a little more entertaining.